Come on in, Nightlings. This is episode 38 of the Horror Headquarters. My name is Hassan Shamu, and I am so excited that you guys are here joining me today on this very special occasion. I have a very creepy ghost story to tell you guys, and it is all true. I recently witnessed this, and it was on campus, and it has been haunting me ever since it occurred. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that little follow button on wherever you guys are listening to our podcast, and make sure to follow us on social media, which all the links are linked below. And also, just a little quick shout out, our Horror Headquarters t-shirt is officially on sale. It is on Shopify. We have the link in our link tree on our Instagram, and it is also linked below. So please go make sure to check it out and join the Nightlings family. April 15th, 2024 is the day that it all went down. I was taking a stroll outside and I bumped into the law quad, which is where all the lawyer buildings are and where people study law and all that kind of stuff. And it was also a very windy day, and I had never been inside the law building before. So I decided to try and get in. I was thankfully successful, but little did I know the secrets that were hiding within and all the different ghost stories that take place inside. Now, walking in, the door made this very heavy noise, like when you can tell it's been there for a very long time. And these buildings have been there for nearly 100 years. And the architecture is absolutely beautiful. I just need to start by saying that. If you guys have not seen how the Law Quad looks on my campus, I'm going to be posting pictures of it on Instagram. It is also This Is U of M Ann Arbor, and it is absolutely gorgeous campus. But make sure to go check it out. So just walked in and I immediately walked into like this very big hall, and it was filled with students like very quietly studying, doing work on computers. It was dead silent. And it like immediately creeped me out, and like I was wearing headphones, so I didn't know if I was walking loudly, if that even makes sense. So I took them out and it was so quiet. Literally, I could hear myself think. I'm not even joking. I decided to sit down for a little bit and I ended up taking a bunch of pictures. And as I was doing this, there was like students walking in and out, and there was like this very loud wind noise. And I just assumed it was the wind from outside, which I think it was at that moment because it was a very windy day. Let me just put that out there right now and keep this in your minds for context for later. So I decided to pack up my stuff, emerge from my seat that I was in my library, and continue to walk through the halls. And it was completely empty. Something to keep in mind, this was a time when finals were taking place, and they are still taking place today. If you're listening to this more so like beginning of May, like end of April, that's like when finals take place. So they were all occurring. So like there's all these signs everywhere that says keep quiet, examinations are taking place. So I'm just looking around, taking pictures, and I love the aesthetic. And honestly, it reminds me a lot of the movie Twitches. I love how I keep giving hints to this movie because I have a very special episode coming up, but I'll save that for later. Anyways, I have my Twitches playlist playing and just roaming around looking. Obviously, these are in my headphones are in at this point. I'm not blasting music, but I'm just walking up and down the halls, and then I start hearing like these like whiffs of wind, like when wind is like coming through your windows when you're driving on a highway at 70 miles an hour and you have your windows cracked a little bit. That was the sound I heard. I'm like, oh, it's just the wind. There's probably a window open somewhere. And I just continue walking around and didn't see any windows open. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's the air conditioner or the heat. And suddenly, like, this kid starts running past me, or what I thought was a kid. And I hope it was a kid, because if not, then I saw a ghost. Now, this person quickly, like, sprinted past me and ran up these like humongous stairs, and I slowly like walked towards the stairs like to see if he like went all the way up because I still had my headphones in. And as soon as I got to the stairs, I had this urge to take my headphones off, and I continue to hear that wind noise. So I could start walking up. I'm like, okay, there's probably a window open up here somewhere and air condition. But I keep walking up these stairs. This kid disappears. I don't hear any footsteps. I don't hear any closed doors. Nothing. And I'm like, where the hell did this kid go? Where could he be right now? And obviously it's not a kid, it's like someone my age. So I'm just walking around and I'm like trying to see if like maybe he went into one of the rooms. All the rooms are like blacked out. I don't think anyone was on the second floor at this time. I think all the main examinations took place on the first floor, and then there was also some on the third floor. Which when I got to the third floor, I ended up seeing this kid and he was drawing something. He was drawing something on like this type of bulletin board. And I just acted all like casual, just like sat down and acted like I wasn't waiting for him to walk away. And he's just drawing, and I'm waiting, and I look down on my phone for, I kid you not, a split second to check the time because I had something to do like around 7:30 that day, and it was like 6:15. I was just checking to make sure I had time, and I look up, and he's gone, completely disappeared. It was a split second. I'm not even joking you right now. And I still know what this person was wearing. He was wearing a very light blue, like polo shirt, and he had khakis on, and it was like a brown type of shoe. I don't know if they were dressy brown shoes, but it was really weird. And he also had blonde hair. So I just started freaking out, immediately took out my headphones again, and I put them in the case, and I'm like, okay, wait, something's going on right now. And then I hear the wind sound again. Now, I'm going to be honest, at this point, I thought I was starting to go a little bit crazy. So I took a deep breath and I'm like, all right, let me just get out of this building. You know, it's probably not worth it. But I started walking to the stairs and I was about to walk down. I had this immediate urge to turn around and go up one more floor. When I tell you this urge was so weird, it was like someone was watching me and you get that like feeling down your neck and it just gives you shivers. That's exactly what I felt. I stopped in my tracks and I cannot go against my instinct because I've learned the hard way that going against your instincts will not turn out well for you. So I turned around and I went up the next flight of stairs. And as I was walking, like this urge kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And then I finally heard a door close. And I'm like, okay, there's the kid. And I'm walking and I'm walking and walking. And he went inside the bathroom, or at least I think he went inside the bathroom because that's the door that closed. That's because that's like a green door and it's looks different than all the other classroom doors. So I walk up, go inside the bathroom, just pretend I'm washing my hands. I was gonna like walk in, pretend I'm washing my hands. Walk in, there's no one inside. All the stalls are open, and there was literally no one. No one. I started to freak out a little bit. I'm like, okay, I'm seeing a freaking ghost right now. Like this freak shit is insane. Excuse my French. And I like was admiring the bathroom for a second because it's actually really gorgeous. Like the building itself is gorgeous, but then the bathrooms are like so like fancy and old fashioned, but I had never seen a bathroom like it before. So I'm just admiring everything and I'm like looking at the stalls and then I hear like the sink turn on. I'm like and I immediately like turn around and the sink is on. By itself. It started running water, and I'm like, oh, hell, hell no. I like, I like speed walked out so quickly because I couldn't run because they were taking examinations on this floor. I like sped out, and who do I see right when I walk out? This kid, and I bump into him and I like apologize. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay. That was the end of the conversation. I stood next to that bathroom door for maybe, I'm gonna say 5 minutes, just in complete disbelief because I'm like, didn't this kid just disappear? And like, I'm stuttering right now because just reimagining it is insane and it's like giving me shivers on my body. Didn't he just disappear and then reappear? And then I saw him at the bulletin board and then he disappeared. And then the bathroom door closed. And then there's no one like in the hallway and there's no one in the bathroom. And then I'm leaving the bathroom and he's standing right outside. This freaked me out, and I have to be honest, I wanted to go back into the bathroom so badly. So I didn't end up doing it, unfortunately, but there was like this little bench outside. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Sitting down on the bench, and a professor comes up to me, and she's like, "Do you need any help looking for something?" And I'm like, no, I'm just, because I don't, you're not really technically supposed to be in the law quad unless you're a law student. But I mean, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just sitting down. I'm like, no, I'm just waiting for my friend. And they're like, oh, are they taking an exam? I'm like, yeah. And she's like, all right. She's like, well, if you need anything, like, just let me know. I'm like, okay, thank you. She walked into the office, and her office was like right next to this bathroom. Right next to the bathroom. And keep in mind, this kid went into the bathroom. I saw him go into the bathroom because I was leaving the bathroom and he was walking in. She opens the door to her office, and the kid is sitting down at her desk. Like, obviously, not like in the area where she sits, but in one of the chairs. I wanted to start bawling my eyes out. I kind of wanted to like bust the door open and be like, who are you? What is going on? What is this sorcery? Like, this can't be real life right now. I had a full fledged panic attack. Thank God I had my inhaler with me because I needed that shit so badly. And it got me wondering, I'm like, does the Law Quad have any like ghost stories or any ghosts that like haunted or anything? This question was thankfully answered very quickly because I know someone that is in law and I texted them, also completely forgetting that they were probably taking examinations, but they answered within probably 15 seconds. Like, I just was very simple. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I just have a quick question. Is Law Quad haunted at all? And they just replied, yes. And I said, is there anywhere I can find any information on this or anyone that can tell me any stories they had? They start telling me about a story of a boy about our age, just a college student, that wears blue, wears khakis, and has brown shoes. And when I asked her, who is this person? She replied, she's like, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked too much into it, but a lot of law professors creep us out with it, stating that usually he shows up if you've forgotten something. I'm like, huh. I'm like, what the heck could that mean? I'm like, did I forget anything? And I just started laughing. And then I look at the time. You know how I said I had something at 7:30? It was 7:25. I flicked my shit and I ran out of the law quad because I'm like, how did time pass that quickly? Because it was just 6:15. If you heard me earlier in this episode, I said it was 6:15 when I checked my phone. And there's no way I was looking for this guy for longer than maybe 15, 20 minutes. It creeped me out. It was terrifying when I tell you. And I am unable to look past it. Till this day, I'm scared to I'm like, okay, maybe he was there. Maybe I was just seeing things. Maybe I was hallucinating. But it's the hardest thing to explain how fast time went. And I'm like, how are we already an hour later? And it just really creeped me out. And I wanted to start crying again. So I'm just outside I'm running to this thing I have at 7:30. It was a personal matter. But thankfully it was on campus, it wasn't because I commute from home. Um Thankfully it wasn't something humongous, but it was something important. I was almost late to this thing. Like, what excuse do I have? Oh, I was in the law quad and I was following a ghost. Yeah, then I would be put in a mental institution. But, this story still freaks me out to this day. It's been maybe 15 days. Yeah, it's been 15 days. And I ended up telling my friend about everything I saw and all that stuff. And she's like, nope, you're not hallucinating. This stuff is real. Like, there's ghosts all over this campus. And I've known that, like, I know my campus is haunted. There's, like, a bunch of buildings that I really dislike going in because, like, they have this horrible energy in it. And I'm always having bad luck in them. I wouldn't say I got a weird feeling from the law quad, but as soon as I saw that person, I had a very unsettling feeling. So it's more so to do with the people inside law quad, the people that possibly pass inside law quad, than the actual building itself. Now, the reason I'm talking about this story today, especially, is because when I walked out of my front porch today, like of my house, and I was going to my car, I immediately felt this urge to turn to the left, and what do I see standing there? No, it wasn't the boy. It was a black cat. And to anyone out there in like the mystical world or things to do with astrology and that kind of stuff, black cats are known to be messengers of certain things. And before like I even had walked out of the building, like I was thinking about this experience I had had, and I was asking myself like, was that real? Like, did I really experience that? Like maybe it was just all craziness. And then I turn to the left and I see a cat, and I'm like, I think that's my reaffirmation that like that was real, that all happened. And I'm like, hi baby. I'm like, how are you? And it's just standing there like up, it's in like an upward pose, like sitting on its back legs and just staring at me. And then it walked away. Very, very, very weird day. Very weird experience that honestly I'm gonna do more reflecting on, because I have been doing a lot of reflecting on it, just to try and figure out what exactly happened that day. And also wondering if I even have the guts to go back into that building and go to that room where I saw that kid, and also ask that law teacher that I saw with the kid in the room, because that's a whole other plot. It like the plot just thickened by seeing the teacher open the door and the kid sitting in there. Now, did she see the kid? I don't know. And I keep saying kid as if he's like a child, but did she see him? Or was it just me? Was it my hallucination? Was I going crazy? I don't know. But I really want to find out, because graduation's right around the corner. Take a deep breath, Nightlings. We're back at a normal setting. This is the end of episode 38 of the Horror Headquarters. I am so, so, so blessed that you guys have joined me on this little journey of my little ghost story that I experienced. I'm excited to have a part 2, hopefully, to this episode to try and figure out what happened and to bump into that law professor again and ask her some questions. Because there's definitely a mystery in that building. I feel it, and I'm going to learn more about it. But I really appreciate you guys listening all the way through this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the style and tone of this episode. I hope it gave you shivers. Because this is all real, everything I've said. This is things that I've experienced. And if you're not into horror stuff and you don't believe in this kind of stuff, I hope you open your mind up a little bit more. Because it's not all creepy things. It's not like it was like a freaking demon walking around with me and like really weird, like dislocated jaw and like open eyes like out of its head. I'm like, no, it's nothing like that. Honestly, this could have been a humanoid experience. I'm not sure. But we'll just have to wait and find out. I'm really hoping I can piece together some puzzle pieces together. I love how I just repeated myself. Please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms at Instagram at the Horror Headquarters, TikTok at the Horror Headquarters, and Twitter at the Horror HQ. And every other social media link is down below. We are also on Facebook now. You can just search up the Horror Headquarters and pages and you will find us. And we also have our Shopify up where you guys can purchase the new Horror Headquarters t-shirt. And just letting you guys know, if you made it this far, every person that purchases in order, the first 25 people will get a very special message from me. A handwritten message that will go in your package and be mailed out to you. And I might throw in some cool things into the package. So make sure to hurry up because there is limited quantity available and there have been some people that have purchased already. And to those who have, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I love this podcast. I love doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I am excited to do so many more. I'm graduating soon, which is so exciting. So I'm hoping I'll have a lot more time for this. I mean, I'm sure I will because there's so much planned. You guys have no idea what I have planned. All I can say is get ready, tread very lightly, and pray for forgiveness. Midnight hour is approaching, nightlings.